Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Megan, that's Alex, and in today's video we're going to be heading to Europe's largest antique fair, which I'm really excited about. It is Friday, so we're going on day 2 because it runs over 2 days, I believe. Because it is the second day and we are going to get there quite a few hours after it's already been open, there is a high chance it's already been pretty picked over. I don't really know what to expect, but I'm very excited. In an ideal world, it would be all of the antique pieces that I'm obsessed with, but with like car boot prices from 2 decades ago where things were like 50 and 20p. That's definitely not going to be the case, but we'll see if we do actually find anything today. We've just pulled up and there's still a lot of cars here, so I'm hoping that it's still quite busy and there's still a lot of people selling some really cool things, but it has been peeing it down, and I think a lot of this is outside, so chances are people probably took stuff inside or packed up. Hopefully we will still be able to see a lot of stuff. It's currently not raining. The ticket office is just there, but we've already bought tickets prior. How much were they?
£5. At least it's somewhat wedged. And I can rest it on that. There we are.
Nice.
Oh, my cake.
So we spent a couple hours or so there. It's quite cold, I'm not gonna lie, and it has been raining off and on. I think we did come at like not the best time because a lot of people were starting to pack up, a lot of things had gotten wet and stuff, but there was so much there. If we were to have come yesterday, I bet it would have been absolutely rammed. There's still so much there, but there's quite a lot to get through. So Alex has just had a quick look now, and apparently it's every 2 months. So we'd definitely like to come again, but one, when we're a bit more financially prepared, and 2, probably like better timing. I'd probably like to like get up early, come and spend like a good time having a good browse if the weather was good and stuff. But we did end up picking up 2 things. Is it just 2?
Just 2.
Just 2. So we'll probably show you them when we get back, because they're pretty cute. Good morning. So we're off to a car boot today. It's the first one back open of the year, I think. So I'm not sure what it's going to be like. It is due to rain soon or at some point today. It's not the warmest, but it's not really cold, which is good. So I'm hoping it stays not super windy. I'm hoping it doesn't rain, but we're trying to get there earlier. I don't like going as soon as it opens because it gets a bit chaotic usually. Hopefully by the time that we get there, it's not going to be carnage, but it's still going to be good things there. I really hope people have still like gone there today to sell. I've been to this one before. Have you ever been to this one?
No.
I've been with my mum, so hopefully there'll be some fun things and hopefully some good deals as well. I'm probably going to look out for like brass and maybe like antique style gold items. Anything antique-y, cute, fun, maybe gothic, dark, witchy. I don't really know, but it's just fun to get out and go to one. I've not been to a car boot in quite a while, so fingers crossed it's good when we get there. I'll do my best to film some stuff here and there, but if it is a little bit crazy, I probably won't be getting my camera out, but I'll do my best to get some clips. So we're here, we're parked right at the back of the field, so I'm hoping that there is a lot of sellers here because buyers alone, the car park's pretty much full, which is mad because it's a massive car park, so fingers crossed we can find something. So we're right at the back of the car boot. There's quite a bit of like space here, I don't know if you can see, but I've just did end up picking up like this fireplace stand cover, which isn't going to be used as a fireplace stand cover because we don't have a fireplace currently that we use, but I'm going to do a haul when we get home. I've barely got any clips while I'm out because it's hard to like do it all, like film and look, but I tried to get some bits here and there, so we'll definitely show you everything we picked up when we got home. But we've got one row left and that's about it, and then we'll probably head home. ignoring the fact that I look like a hot mess, but we had a really good time at the Carboot. It was so good to go to one again. It was pretty busy, which was really good, and like I said, it was due to rain, but luckily we missed all the rain. It did start peeing it down as soon as we got home, so we got really lucky. But partway through, as we were walking around, the wind really started to pick up, so that made it a little bit hard to sort of juggle everything and film as I was going. So I'm pretty sure I barely took any clips while I was there. I was watching someone's vlog yesterday or recently. I kind of just stumbled upon a channel, but she was wearing the glasses, you know, with the cameras. When I first heard about them, was there like Snapchat glasses years ago or something? I was a bit like, oh, it's a bit gimmicky, like what do you really need them for? But she was wearing them while walking around either an antiques fair or a car boot, I can't remember now. The quality was really, really good, and that is such a good idea. Over on my business channel where I film all my FAUNA stuff, every once in a while I'll pop out and I will record a few bits and bobs while I'm out, but I hate getting my camera out while I'm about. If I'm trying to like carry lots of stuff and juggle stuff, or if there's just sort of people in the shop or wherever I am, I do find it quite awkward getting my camera out and recording stuff because people kind of look at you like, what is she doing? So I think that's such a good idea. I'm kind of considering adding these to my wish list and saving up and getting a pair, because if you're anything like me, I love watching people just out and about looking at antiques and going around car boots and stuff, and I love seeing what they're looking at, but it's a lot to try and actually film everything as you're doing stuff. So I think that was such a good idea. So I'm sorry I didn't really take any video clips while I was out, but I'm finally going to show you guys everything that we have picked up recently, and I'm looking at everything and there's quite a lot of stuff. So I've got a few things that we've picked up recently from charity shops. Got a couple of bits from the antique fair on Friday, which was really good. It just sucked that the weather was bad and a lot of people had already like packed up and gone home, so we're thinking that if we do go there again in the future, we'll go a lot earlier. We'll be a little bit more financially prepared, because obviously it was an antique fair. There's a lot of antique expensive stuff, and we're supposed to be saving pennies right now, so we do need to go with a little bit more money next time. But there were so many beautiful things there. We could have spent so much money, but we did end up picking up two things, and the first thing is something that I've never actually seen before, probably because I've never spent a lot of time looking at pocket watches and things like that. But Alex does have a pocket watch, kind of a family heirloom sort of thing, and there was a gentleman selling a bunch of pocket watches, and also one of them was on this, and I've never seen anything like this before. But it's basically just like a pocket watch stand, and it has like a little hollow section in the middle where you could probably put like other trinkets, earrings, cufflinks, I'm not really sure, but it's got a little hook in the middle here where you just hang your pocket watch up at the end of the day, and we thought that was really, really cute. I believe the gent had it originally up for £48 or something, I can't remember, but he very kindly sold it to us for £30. I don't know what these on average go for. When we had a quick look online, some of them were coming up at like £90, so I'm not really sure what its worth is or whatever, but we were more than happy to pay £30, and the gentleman was lovely and we had a quick chat with him. So that'll be really, really nice to have Alex's pocket watch on there, and we just love the dark wood colour. I think it's beautiful, and I love all the like little mini details on it. So that was the first thing we picked up. And then we did also pick up this frame here. I really, really liked this. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I like that. It's not crazy antique style. I don't really know if it's worth anything, but it has been obviously framed properly. I absolutely love the frame, and I love the artwork inside it because I am a huge plant fan. It is a beautiful, massive black frame, just shimmied over a little bit. So it's a black frame and it's got this gold detail all around the edge. It's got like leaves and flowers on it, and then we've got 8 little cameo style circles with 8 different flowers on, and it does say what each of them are. We've got dandelion, honeysuckle, hyacinth, dog rose. Dock rose. Is that dog or dock? I think it says dog rose, but it could be dock. I'll have to look into that. Flowering rush, oxeye daisy, primrose, and daisy and marsh marigold. It's quite heavy, so I'm gonna have to pop this down. But this was pretty dirty. It was just sort of stood up in the mud, and because it was a wet day, I was like, so I've given everything a really good clean before I sort of brought it properly into the house. I did a quick Google like reverse image search or whatever of this, but I might do a little bit more research, and nothing came up apart from an auction listing of this exact piece. So this exact one that I am holding right here. And I know it was this exact piece because of where the dirt sort of spray markings were on this. All of those specs and stuff was the exact same as what this was, and also the sticker that was on it. It was in the exact location, the exact number, everything, and it was on like an auction page. I couldn't really see any other information on it apart from the fact that it had sold, or there wasn't an option to like bid on it or whatever, and the only thing I could see was it was on there was a number for £10 on there. So I have no idea if that was like a starting price for it or if that is what someone paid for it. Maybe the dealers that we got it off potentially bought it for £10 and then sold it with like a markup. I have no idea, honestly, but it was a photo of this exact item. So I'll have another look and see if I can find anything else about this, if it's just like a production piece, something that was like mass produced, or if it's one of a kind. Honestly, no idea. The gent originally asked for £40 and in the end I think we paid £30, but I'm really happy with it. This could go in basically any room in our home because anything black, a bit of gold or brass and plants is right up my street. So we're gonna have fun finding a home for this, but I am really happy with it. And now that it's had a bit of a clean, it does have a few like nicks here and there, but it looks really cute, so I'm really excited to get that hung up. So I'm gonna move on to the things we picked up at the car boot, and it is wild when you see the fact that we got 2 items from the antique fair for £60. We barely spent anything today at the car boot and we got so much stuff. So I was really happy to see that the cliche like car boot prices were still a thing, because I had no idea what to expect because just the economy sucks and everyone's skint right now. I had a feeling that prices were going to be really high. Some people still sell stuff for really high at car boots. Obviously if it's like antiques, one-off, or if it's like genuinely worth a lot of money, that's fair enough. But in the back of my mind I was really hoping there were still people there that were going to be selling things for like pence, and luckily there was, which was so exciting. So let me show you. I can't remember the exact order we got everything, but let me get the clothes out of the way because they need to get washed as soon as possible. So the first 4 items were from the same booth, table, car, whatever you want to call it. And I honestly was expecting them to say like a few pounds per item or whatever, but the girls were just like, a quid here and there, which was perfect. So I'm not sure if these are going to be for me. Once they're washed I'm going to try them on, and if they're not for me I can always just sell them on, but hopefully some of these will be going in my wardrobe. But the first one is an Australian Zoo, one of these like half zip up jumpers, and this is a really nice quality. It's really thick, it's really soft, it looks like it's barely been worn. Australian Zoo, home of the crocodile hunter. So kind of bought this on a bit of a whim. Don't need any more hoodies, but I just thought it was in really good nick. Size large, Steve Irwin way, seems pretty legit, and I'm a huge fan of the Irwins. Whether or not I keep this I'm not really sure, but really cute. And then next we have sort of a peasant-y style dress. Papaya, what supermarket's that? No idea. But this is a papaya dress. This is actually size 18, which isn't my size, but I find with a lot of these elasticated dresses they can fit smaller and big sizes because they stretch. So if it doesn't fit me I'll be a bit sad because it's really pretty, but if not, again I can just find it a new home. But it's a beautiful sage green, one of those elastic sheared dresses, and it's probably like a midi slash maxi dress, so I'm really excited to try that on. Fingers crossed it fits me. Then this is the first thing I actually picked up because I love a gingham print, but it's just another longish dress. The back is that sheared elastic. Again, no idea if this is going to fit me. Hopefully it will, but this was originally from, so this is Shein, which I'm not a massive fan of the fact that Shein is obviously a thing, but I'm not overly mad about buying it like secondhand and thrifting it. But there is just so much Shein stuff out there now that the amount of times I find something that's really cute, it ends up being Shein, which is infuriating. But either way, got that. And then finally, this isn't usually my cup of tea, but I thought I would give it a go. It's probably going to wash me out, but it's another super cute dress. It's got like a little tie at the back. It's got some little holes in the hip stomach area, and this was Rita Ora and Primark, so another fast fashion brand, and it's a size 16. That does not look like 16, but either way we'll give them a go. So those 4 items, I had to write everything down because my memory is awful, were £3, which is wild. So very happy to pay that. And then the next few clothes, there is 3 of them, so we got some nice greens and earthy tones, which is right up my street. We can't remember if we paid £2 or £2.50 for these, but it wasn't any more than that. So first we've got like a green gingham men's shirt. It's kind of a light olivey colour, just a super basic men's shirt, and if it's not an item of clothing that I want to wear, I will use it for the fabric to make something out of, because she said they were only like 50p the men's shirt, so I was like, I'm going to grab that. But I don't know if she then gave me a deal for all of it together, if that makes sense. But for 50p, I was like, do you know what? If I don't wear it, I will definitely use the fabric. Next, this is a top from George, but it's another sort of like peasant-y style top, and I really like this. I have a feeling that this is going to be slightly too big for me, but maybe not. But it's just a beautiful chocolate brown colour with some little polka dots on it. And again, it's like shirred and elastic, which I love. And finally, I love this shirt. So this is next size 14. It does have a few pulls in it here and there because it's like a satiny style shirt or blouse, whatever, but I love the detail on this, and I really like the colour and the sleeves. So again, super cheap. Really happy with those. So that's all of the clothes that I picked up. I did pick up some fabric. Oh, I forgot about the brass bits in there. Need to give them a clean. I'll probably pop all this through the washing machine as well, but we've got quite a bit of fabric there. I have no idea how much is there, maybe like a metre or so, but it's kind of like this deep beigey colour with black detail all over it. So got that, and then these are like fat quarters, I believe. Got this mustardy yellow floral one. I have had this fabric before. I've had items in my shop that I've made out of this fabric before, so I kind of just picked that up as like a memory, reminiscent. I don't know, I'll probably still use all this for like maybe patchwork for future products. But then I've got this lovely white one with red, yellow, and like a greeny blue flower, and then also this little yellow and white floral print, because I don't have a great deal of yellow fabric in my stash, so I picked those up, and I believe those were £1 each maybe. So I think I might have paid £4 for all of that. Can't remember, but definitely wasn't more than that. I haven't cleaned these yet, so I'm getting a bit like, ooh, because I'm a bit of a germ freak. But I did pick up some horse brass. So this one is like a rose and a thistle, and then this one is just a funky cat. Alex really liked the cat one. He thought it was quite cute, so we just grabbed a couple of these. These were only like £1.50 each, which is an absolute bargain. So I'm thinking of potentially framing these. I've seen someone on Instagram frame, I think it's belt buckles and not these, but she basically took some beautiful belt buckles and put them all in these vintage style frames on her wall, and it looked so cool. So I'm thinking of doing it with some horse brass buckles. So next I have this beautiful carved wooden sort of trinket box. It's really beautiful. Inside it's got sort of 4 little quarters for your storage, so you can put jewellery in it, or I could put some of my sewing bits in there. I just thought it was so pretty. I love the leaves that are all around the edge, and the top's really beautiful as well. When I had a quick look underneath the lid, it did have a price of £15 on it, which if this was obviously in like an antique place, that would probably be considered quite cheap. But for a car boot, I didn't want to be paying £15 for it. But the gent then said to me, oh, everything in that box is £4, so I wasn't gonna complain, so I picked that up for only £4. I thought that was really pretty. I did pick up some shipping bags because I've used most of mine to send some bits that I've popped on Vinted recently. So these are 9x12 50 bags for £2.25, but the gent was like, just give me £2. He had loads of different sized bags and stuff, and they were really affordable. And then we've got the last few items, which some of my favourite pieces. Right at the back there was like a random gap where there was no cars, but there was a few people right round the edge at the back, and I think that's where we scored the best items in my opinion. I did have to do quite a bit of rummaging, but after asking how much the stuff was, I was like, oh my god, amazing. So from the same seller we got 4 items, and the first one is this beautiful antique vintagey style frame, and it does have another piece of floral artwork in there. So this says Beelings, Valerie Parker, Beelings. Either way, I just loved the frame. I loved that the back was like a greeny colour. I thought that would look really cute on a gallery wall. So that was one of the items. Next is this beautiful thermometer. I cannot get over how incredible this is. So it says A&NCS Limited, English make, and it is a beautiful wooden and brass style thermometer. The bottom is a little bit chewed up. It could do with some new velvet on the bottom, which is fine, I can easily do that, but I thought this was really cute. I think that'll look really cute on a little shelf. Then I just grabbed this sort of ambery style tulip shaped vase. I think this is really cute. Maybe some dried florals or some tulips or something. I just thought I'll add it to my very small vase collection. And finally from that seller is this little trinket shelf. This is so lightweight. It weighs nothing, but it's already got some hooks on the back, which is great. And there is a little bit of like molding style to it, so it's not just plain basic wood. It has obviously already got a finish to it of some sorts, and you can actually see loads of little circle rings from where items have probably been stored on this or displayed on this, and it's maybe been like sun damaged or whatever, I'm not really sure. But this is a perfect little size shelf to go kind of anywhere in our home. In the kitchen alone, where I was like cleaning everything, I was like, oh, fits perfectly there, fits perfectly there, fits perfectly there. So in our kitchen alone, there's like 5 little mini wall spaces it could fit on, so I'm not really sure where it's going to end up. But all 4 of those items were £4, only £1 each, which is insane. I was so happy when he just went £4. I was like, amazing. So considering that this was £1, I don't feel as bad potentially painting it or doing some work to it. If it's more of like an antique, I don't like the idea of always like painting antiques or changing them too much, but this is super lightweight. I don't think this is exactly a valuable piece, and it only cost me £1, but it is the wrong sort of wood for our like home and our style and stuff. So I'm not sure if I'm going to sand this and potentially restain it, or if I am going to paint it black or do like a faux paint job to make it look like a darker wood. I'm not 100% sure yet. I know people cringe a bit when they see people paint old wood and stuff, but I don't think this is like anything of note. I'm excited to see what we'll do with that. Very happy with those pieces. And then I do have one final item from the Carboot, and then I've got a few things to show you that I picked up from a charity shop, but I think this is one of my favourite things, maybe, not really sure, that we picked up today. Just moving you over so I can show this off better, but this, I love this so much. This is a beautiful oak fireplace stand or protector or whatever it's called, guard. But it's in the like finish and the wood, the oak wood that I really like, the dark oak. It's got some beautiful detail all around the edge. It's nothing like OTT or fancy or whatever. The back is just plain. I'm gonna pop it down because I'm weak. But this was only £6, which is insane. So this is the most expensive thing that we picked up today, which is nuts really. And it's really beautiful. So I basically would like to have this shelf be this colour. Do we have a need for this? No, but maybe in the future, or just as like a piece of decor for now. For £6, we weren't going to leave this behind, so really happy with that. So that is everything that I grabbed from the Carboot. We do have a few more pieces that I picked up. Oh, one of the items is actually from Vinted, but a few pieces are from the charity shops. But before my legs completely go numb, I'm going to stand up and show you the next pieces. I've wanted a little basket for a short while because I tend to bring a lot of stuff down with me during the day. So if I want to work from the couch or whatever, I'll end up with loads of stuff at the end of the day downstairs that I then need to bring back upstairs. And some days my knees are just shot and they're not happy, and going up and downstairs hurts. So I thought it'd be a good idea for at the end of the day, I just put everything that I need in a little basket and I can carry it upstairs to save me lugging it up and down. Sounds so lazy, doesn't it? But I really wanted a little wicker basket for that, and I didn't realise how fussy I was when it came to wicker baskets and stuff. So I had seen a few in like different antique places and whatnot, but either the shape wasn't right, they were a bit too gross, they were broken, or they were too expensive. But I stumbled upon this one on Vinted, which is wonderful because there is a plant shop that Alex and I really like to go to, and their little shopping baskets for the customers are basically this, and I was like, that is the perfect shape. I'm not as big of a fan of the lighter wood ones. I would have preferred a slightly darker one. But when I then saw the exact same wicker basket on Vinted for, I think it was £4 maybe, possibly even less, so with like the shipping and the bioprotection fee or whatever, it was still only a few quid. So really happy with this, and it has really come in handy. So that's the thing that I picked up from Vinted. There's a couple of pieces left. First 2 items, some clothing. Definitely didn't need these, but they were really cute, so I'm trying to pick them up. Can't remember for the life of me how much this was, but it is a beautiful lace, antique vintage looking blouse. It was between £4 and £6. It was no more than that, but I just really liked this. And then I also have got this beautiful maxi dress. It is a sort of black and neutrally creamy check plaid print with elastic sleeves, and it does have this big black bow on the back. I'm just finding these dresses really comfortable to like work in and just wear around the house and stuff, and with the weather getting hopefully a little bit warmer sometime soon, these just come in really handy. I think this was no more than £6 as well, so really happy about that one. And the final few items, we are getting there guys, I promise. We're nearly through. First is this little box. This was £3.50. Haven't really seen anything too much like this, but it's a beautiful brass and wood box. No idea what I'm going to use it for. Maybe jewellery, maybe trinkets, and it does open with a hinge, so I think that'll be nice either on like my bedside table or a little trinket shelf. Not 100% sure yet. Again, another completely unnecessary purchase, but I couldn't resist this. No idea how much I paid for it, maybe between £2 and £4, but it is a Cadbury's assorted chocolate antique vintage style jar. So I love the colours on it. I love how chilled out this lady looks. I'm quite a fan of Cadbury's chocolate, but it's just a really cute jar, so obviously it's had a clean. I'm a bit wary of certain old style pottery and like antique and vintage teacups or things like that, because I know back in the day a lot of old crockery and stuff may contain lead. I could be lying. Is it lead paint that was often used? If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments, but if I was going to put any sort of food or whatever in this, I'd probably put like wrapped stuff, like wrapped sweets or whatever, but little jars like this always come in handy, and I love the sort of vintage cottagecore vibes that this gives, so I couldn't resist picking that up. And then finally I have some little brass vases or candlestick holders. I'm not really sure. I call them the little urns because they look like urns, but these are brass. Obviously they're made in India. You can just about see where it says that. They're basically exactly the same shape and the same colours, but sort of swapped in terms of the colourway. So they've got beautiful leaves and flowers all over them. I'm considering potentially polishing these up to make them look a little bit shinier, but not too like garish. But these are really cute, and these were only £7.99 for both of them, which in the grand scheme of things is like nothing. So I think these are going to look really cute on a shelf as well. And I think that's finally everything. Sorry I just talked your ears off and showed you so much stuff, but a blooming good haul. We have picked up some absolute beautiful pieces recently, so let me know down below what your favorite item was out of all this stuff that we picked up recently. Let me know if you are someone who loves antique hunting or you love going to car boots, and if there's something that's currently on like your wish list of things that you're keeping an eye out for, I would love to hear. But I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching guys. Give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below and subscribe if you aren't, and apart from that I'll catch you in my next one whenever I upload. Bye.